Dudes and dudettes, how are you guys? This is Chazzy and welcome back to The Mixer, the segment on this channel where I give you guys all things related to pop culture, pretty much everything from, science and geography and, food, sometimes the animal kingdom, sports, all that kind of stuff. Whatever the hell I want to talk about, this is the place to do it on YouTube, And speaking of sports, today's video is going to be one of those fancy little player profile things and possibly the one that I'm most excited to do, right after playing NBA 2K22 with the Golden State Warriors right here, the last upload, And of course, I scored quite a few three-pointers with Steph Curry. Actually, no, I just scored 3. It was a bit of a letdown, actually. I expected more, but that's okay. I still won the game. It was a hell of a blowout win. So as I promised in that video and as it was already planned for a long time, today I'm going to be doing a little vlog about the great man himself, Wardle Stephen Curry II. Yes, folks, his first name is Wardle. Oh my God, I can just imagine if his name was actually, imagine now on the court, Wardle Curry. Does not have the same ring to it, Of course, the son of legendary player Del Curry and the older brother of fellow NBA player Seth Curry, who freaking sucks right now in the Brooklyn Nets. At least, if my experience with him in NBA 2K22 is anything to go by, he really sucks in the Nets, But nothing against the guy, but he is miles away from his younger brother, Sorry, yeah, his older brother, right? So anyway, the thing with Curry is that he is unanimously considered to be by many, pretty much everyone, as the greatest shooter in NBA history, the most proficient and accurate shooter of all time, from beyond the arc, inside of the paint, or even from very long range, like from deep threes, A deep three in the NBA is something that, it's a shot that you pull off from close to or even beyond half court, and Curry can pretty much shoot from anywhere on the court at a moment's notice. No matter how many guards you put on him, it's freaking impossible to stop this guy when he gets the shot down perfectly, Now, he actually played in high school, in Christian High, I forgot the name of the Charlotte Christian High School, and after that he went to college and played for the Davidson Wildcats from 2006 to 2009, whereupon he was drafted in the 7th round in the first round, 7th overall by the Golden State Warriors, where he has continued to play to this day. The rest is history. You guys know, in 2013 he kind of revolutionized the three-point line. There was a game in 2013 where he scored 11 of 13 three-pointers attempted, and that kind of created this new era of three-point shooting. He actually inspires many players, whether it's in college or NCAA or NBA, to take more shots from the three-point line. And it's actually kind of funny because Curry is so good at shooting from beyond the arc that it generates like this gravity effect where players go to mark and defend him and guard him even if he doesn't have the ball, which of course opens up new opportunities for his teammates to exploit. It's freaking crazy what this kid can do, man. So anyway, now the thing with Curry is that it's really hard to describe what exactly he does, because I personally can't imagine you taking a ball and shooting it into the basket from long range. It's really hard for me, even in NBA 2K. So how exactly he does this, and the amount of intense training, so many hours of training that this guy puts in. He even did a masterclass on YouTube about it, It's really freaking crazy. And there's actually this very fun fact that I want to share with you guys. He was born in Akron, Ohio, right? Does that sound familiar? Well, because that's where LeBron James was born. But it gets weirder. He was born not only in the same state, in the same city, but in the same hospital as LeBron James. The two best players in like the last decade who have been sort of perceived as career rivals. They used to be friends, but then they started to go against each other, Arguably the two best players in the league right now and in the last decade or so were born in the same exact hospital, man. That is freaking crazy. That's just it. If you don't believe in coincidences, that's cool, but dude, no, sorry. If you don't believe in destiny or fate, that's cool, but there is no way that this is a coincidence. Even the dogs agree with me. But anyway, before I continue, I'm going to show you guys. Okay, settle down now. Okay, settle. What the hell is going on over there? Anyway, so before I continue, let me show you guys a little clip here of Curly the Three Stooges, of Curry in his early days as a kid shooting some hoops with his dad on an NBA court.
Steph Curry, when his dad Del played with Toronto. Of course, Steph formed his NBA career, his early years in Toronto, and actually played a little bit of elementary school and junior high school basketball here.
A member of the Toronto Raptors from 1999 through 2002. This is back in the day. Steph Curry.
I remember these days way back.
I mean, just being imaginative, right? Using your imagination. And
it was hysterical to sit here and watch these kids before the games.
Oh, look how little cute he was, a little baby face assassin, man, you know, because he actually had this nickname before the NBA because of his little baby face. You know, he looked like sweet and innocent, but he could really shoot well even back then, so he would just assassinate everybody from long range. That's where that came from. He would later go on to be called Chef Curry, which is funny because curry is like a type of soup, and, you know, chef, because he makes the soup, does the thing, I don't know. But anyway, so while he was playing college ball for the Wildcats, he actually set the all-time scoring record, not only for them, but for the Southern Conference as well, and he was twice named the Conference Player of the Year, and he would go on to set the single season NCAA scoring record during his sophomore year for most three-pointers made, you know. Now, after he was selected to the Warriors, there were a series of things that he did, a series of impressive records, like, for example, in the 2014-2015 season, he actually won his first league MVP award and brought the Warriors their first championship since 1975. And in that same season, the following season, now in the 2015-2016 season, right, he became the first player in history to be selected as MVP by a unanimous vote, while also leading the league in scoring, no surprise there, and shooting, finally joining the 50-40-90 club, right? He actually shot above 50-40-90. In case you guys don't know, this is a term in the NBA, which is when a player reaches the criteria of 50% field goal percentage, 40% three-point percentage, and 90% free throw percentage, you know. And he finally joined this club in 2016, which was freaking crazy. Now, the same year, the Warriors actually went on to break the biggest win record for the NBA, which was 73-9. Yes, they went 73-9 in the regular season. That means that they won 73 games and lost 9, you know, on their way to the 2016 NBA Finals, which they unfortunately lost to the Cleveland Cavaliers in 7 games. Like, I get it. LeBron deserved to win that. It was his first title, you know, and kind of took away the Cleveland curse that was ongoing for 52 years. But still, man, even the dog is pissed about it, you know. So anyway, that's actually what happened in 2016. However, the following season in 2017, that's where things started to take a turn, you know, because they returned to the finals in 2017, 2018, 2019, and then 2022, and they actually won in 2017 and 2018, so a 2-peat, 2 in a row. Unfortunately, they lost in 2019 to the Toronto Raptors, but despite missing the playoffs, you know, in 2020 and 2021, they not only returned in this last one, but they actually managed to beat the Boston Celtics and took home their 4th title, you know, the 4th with this dynasty here, you know, with Curry, Klay Thompson, got Draymond Green, you know, Jordan Poole now. And the thing is that the Warriors, this is was their 7th title overall and the 4th for just this dynasty, which, man, if they win just 2 more, they're gonna tie with the Chicago Bulls, dude, you know, although the Bulls went on 2 different three-peats, so it's a little bit more impressive, right? So anyway, let's talk about three-pointers now, right? In the 2012-2013 season, Curry actually set the NBA record for three-pointers made in a regular season with 272. Okay, that is a lot of three-pointers. However, in 2015, he surpassed that record that he himself made with 286 three-pointers, okay? And you think, that's pretty impressive. Okay, that's pretty cool. Then in 2016, he did it again, now with 402. The guy established a record for three-pointers, then he broke that same record, and he broke it again the next season, man. That is freaking insane. And that's not, and also he actually, back in 2021, he set the record for the most career three-pointers made, which surpassed Ray Allen, you know, which is freaking bonkers, dude. And also, him and Klay Thompson have formed a very strong duo over the years, you know, that are known for their passing, their three-point ability, their three-point shooting ability, you know, and they have the nickname the Splash Brothers. So what I just said about Curry applies to them as well, because in the 2013-2014 season, they broke a few records of their own. They set the record for most combined three-pointers in an NBA season with 484, which is freaking insane. And then, of course, they broke that same record of theirs the following season with 525 three-pointers. And what do you know? They broke it again in the 2015-2016 season with 678 three-pointers. This is the most efficient shooting duo in the history of the freaking game, dude. That is freaking crazy. But anyway, before I continue and give you guys some more stats, in his career, let's take a look at a clip here of Steph Curry serving something up. Whether it's a layup or a three-pointer, I don't know. YouTube is going to help me select the clip, so let's just take a look at it.
I just find that amazing. There's not more here. They get the good defense and Curry at the other end. He drops the sledgehammer.
Yeti sighting here in Oracle Arena. Steph Curry with the flush in open court. And the reaction from the bench says it all.
Oh yeah, man, just, serving up some moments there for the highlight reel, whatever the hell you guys just saw, Steph Curry doing his thing. So now let's talk about his career statistics, and some of his titles that he's won. So throughout his career, up until now, Steph Curry has put up a total of 20,064 points, and a lot of those points came actually largely from his 3,117 three-pointers. That is freaking insane, man. Over 3K just in three-point shots, And also, he has grabbed 3,838 rebounds, And he's not that tall. He's like 6'6", So he can still jump pretty high and do impressive layups and get the rebound when he needs to. And he is a team player. He has given to his teammates 5,388 assists, okay? So he does play well with his friends, with the boys, He's not a freaking ball hog guy. And he has actually garnered, despite having garnered criticism for his defensive play, even though he was an NBA steals leader in one of the seasons, he has grabbed a total of 1,367 steals in his career, However, because he's not the tallest player around by NBA standards, he doesn't really block very often, Coming off with now a total of 800, wow, he wishes, 187 steals in total in his career, So that's still pretty impressive if you ask me. What's even more impressive is his resume, as an individual player and also playing for the Warriors, As I said before, he is a 4-time NBA champion, with the most recent coming now in 2022. I watched a few of the games there in that series there, and it was really freaking crazy how they beat out the Celtics, The Celtics also played well. They deserved to win, but Curry was on another level, man. Curry and Clay, you can't hold them. And so, like I said before, he won his very first NBA Finals MVP in this year, so that was the first time, although he may have deserved it another series as well. And also, what the hell? So he is also an 8-time NBA All-Star, and also recently this year, he won his very first NBA All-Star Game MVP. So 2022 is really the year of first for Curry, right? And he has been a 2-time NBA Most Valuable Player. Okay, that was in 2015 and 2016, 2 years in a row. And also a 4-time All-NBA First Team. Okay, he made that team 4 different times. Aside from that, he is a 3-time All-NBA Second Team, I'm still not really sure how these teams work, how they're selected. I think it's the players who have the most impressive performances in the calendar year in certain categories, Oh, and he also made the All-NBA third team just once, and that was in 2018, okay? He is also, an NBA... Also this year, an NBA Western Conference Finals MVP, 2022, okay? He is also a 2-time NBA three-point contest champion. That does not surprise anybody, although there was a very large space there from 2015 and then again in 2021. Why it took so long, I don't know. A 2-time NBA scoring champion, that was in 2016 and in 2021, right? The year that he lost the championship to the Cavaliers, in the year that he didn't even make the playoffs, but okay, that's very strange. Like I said before, 50-40-90 club, that was in 2016, okay? And he also made the NBA All-Rookie First Team, that was back in 2010. And of course, obviously, 75th anniversary team, but that's obvious, it's like no surprise there. And everything else is related to NCAA and other things, so I'm not really gonna focus on that, So the thing with Curry is that when he gets on the court, it's really intimidating because, God, like I said before, he is a very prominent shooter from long range, and the thing with Curry is that how can I explain this? He is able to shoot a very unguarded three-pointer the same way that he would shoot if he was guarded, you know? So if you leave him alone beyond the arc, he's pretty much gonna nail that shot like 99% of the time or even 100%, you know? But if he's guarded, you can put 1, 2, even 3 players on him, man. He might still make that shot maybe 97 or 98% of the time, you know? The scariest thing about Curry is his dead-eye accuracy, you know? His hand-eye coordination is insane, man. His coach, Steve Kerr, said that he is literally the best shooter that he's ever seen, and for good reason. Because he can shoot over a defender as if he's not even there, you know? And that is what's really scary, because how can you guard a guy who shoots a three-pointer as if you're not even guarding him, you know? And it does create a phenomenon, you know, where they try to box him out, but it never works. There was this one game where there's like a conspiracy theory where the other team turned off the lights in the arena, and after that blackout, he was shooting a lot less, and they eventually lost that game, you know? So something messed with him there. He was in the middle of shooting a three-pointer, and the lights went out. The commentators even said, hey, look at that, he shot the lights out, you know? Which really did make a lot of sense, but Curry is insane. Curry is insane. I'm going to move on now to his player profile and more of his legacy, and before that, I'm going to show you guys possibly one final clip of him doing something, so let's take a look at that right now. Either it's another layup or a three-pointer or a dunk, I don't know. Just gonna let YouTube choose this one for me.
Too low, but Curry recovers. Shot clock winding down. Curry's gonna have to put it up, launches it up, shot clock. Oh, he knocks it down!
This shot. Steph Curry handling, recognized the clock is dwindling down. It actually looked beautiful in the air.
Curry finds Green. Back to Curry, three-pointer, puts it in, and a foul! Golden State. Curry way outside, another three.
Man, I love doing these videos so I can insert these clips, man. I love my sports vlogs so much. They're so much fun. But it's tough to get clips that aren't going to be copyrighted and that I can use freely. So that's why I say that YouTube chooses, because they literally do. They're the ones who decide what I can and can't use. And even then, I can't monetize because of something related to copyright, but it's okay. I don't make any money with this. I do it just for the love of it. But in the future, that might present a problem if I can't monetize. But even the dogs, you know, agree that this is unfair, you know. Hopefully they stop agreeing right now. Oh, thanks. So anyway, guys, so Curry, I said earlier that he was listed at 6'6", but he's actually 6'2", you know, and weighs 190 pounds. So he's not like the bulkiest player for an NBA profile, but he plays pretty much exclusively as a point guard, and he has career averages of 24.3 points per game, 6.5 assists per game, 4.6 rebounds per game, and 1.7 steals per game, right? And he has a free throw percentage of 90.8%, which is the highest in NBA history. Nobody has even come close, you know, and he has actually led the NBA in free throw percentage 4 times, right? And like I said before, you know, he is very capable of stealing the ball. You know, he actually set the league record for steals back in 2015-2016, like I said before. And yet somehow he's very criticized for his defense, probably because he's short, you know, compared to other NBA players. But still, he actually is renowned a lot more for his offense, while his other teammates, you know, like Clay and Draymond Green take on more defensive assignments, you know. And the thing is that Curry has a shooting range that he has a very unorthodox jump shot, you know, because he actually gets the ball out of his hands in like under half a second before releasing on the way up. So it adds like this extra spice, you know. It gives a little bit of an extra arc, which makes the shot even harder to block. So that's why I said that he can make the shot from three-point range even if he's guarded, you know, which is freaking crazy. It's really hard to guard a player like this, man. It really is, you know. Like, you can't ever like expect to make it easy, you know. And he was actually said that he was one of the NBA's most effective defenders for a while, you know, and he actually is ranked 5th among point guards in defensive real plus minuses, you know, so he is pretty okay. And right now he ranks 12th in NBA history with the career 3-point field goal percentage, and also holds 4 of the, like I said earlier, he holds 4 of the 5 of the top 5 seasons in terms of three-pointers made, you know. And also he was the fastest player in league history to make 2,000 three-pointers, you know. He did so in 227 fewer games than Ray Allen, who he eventually went on to surpass, you know. He was the previous record holder for that. And he was also the fastest player to reach 100 three-pointers in a season, you know. He actually did so in 20 games, which was a record, and later he did it in 19 games, you know, so 1 game less than his own record, which is freaking insane. I keep saying insane so much because that's the only way that I can describe Curry, you know. So like I said before, You know, he creates this effect where players go to guard him, you know, even when he doesn't have the ball. And actually with Curry on the court, the Warriors actually average 10.8 isolations per game, and without him it's about 15.3 isolations per game, right? So his absence shows that the Warriors actually, it actually slows the offense down a little bit, you know, and it leads them to pass the ball less, you know, with less ball movement. And also, this is really cool, right? So with Curry, the Warriors actually average 1.05 points every shot that comes off an off-ball screen, and without him it drops to 0.95 points per game. So he is really, really effective on the Warriors roster, you know. So now a little bit about his legacy, you know. He is considered to be the greatest shooter in history of the NBA, which really does not surprise anybody, you know. He has been called the Michael Jordan of the three-point era, you know. So basically he did for the three-pointer what Michael Jordan did for the slam dunk, you know, which is freaking crazy. And like I said before, you know, in 2013 against the Knicks, there was that game where he went 11 for 13 from three-point range, which he actually scored 54 points on that occasion, which garnered this new era called the Steph effect or the three-point revolution. So just wanted to make sure from that again. So here are some other things that I have to read directly from here because it's hard to memorize, you know. So shooting from three-point range was more like a novelty, you know, just an occasional way of shooting, but he actually inspired teams to use it a lot more, you know. He embraced like this pace and space style of three-point shooting, and you know, he incorporated a lot more into his playing and increased the other players' attempts as well around him, you know. And he regularly takes shots, you know, from like 30 to 35 feet, you know. It's also, he pretty much set a very unrealistic standard actually for taking three-point shots, because people have tried to replicate it, but it's really hard because it's Curry, man. Nobody has the balls to do what he does, you know. So he actually shoots like, he shoots about 54%, you know, from 30 to 35 feet out, and the NBA makes about 35% of its threes overall and under 22% from between 30 and 35 feet. So in a nutshell, Curry literally shoots better than the entire league combined, you know. So yes, what else can I say here? That's pretty much it, really, you know. I'm trying to suck out more things here, you know, but it's basically just rewards and stuff, you know. People say that he's the all-time great, this and that, but honestly, I mean, aside from inspiring other players to try to imitate and replicate his game, you know, he pretty much has his name cemented in NBA history. I did say that the last clip that I showed was going to be the last one, but I'm actually running out of space here in this segment here, so I'm going to end it and show you guys one more clip. This is actually going to be the last one, I promise. Like you guys are getting bored of this, you know, before I finally finish off this vlog here. So let's take a look one more time at Curry doing something, possibly a series of three-pointers or something. I don't know, man.
No, that's not his brother. Don't do that to me. You're just trying to suck me in. Backdoor, love it. And a little takeaway from the All-Star game when he finished with a dunk. It was reverse at that time. Oh, yeah.
Okay, that will be the final clip in this video here as we go towards the end. There is one thing that I forgot to mention, very similar to my Michael Jordan video here. That video came out really okay, but I made a few mistakes, like forgetting to mention his national team career. And with Curry, it's not exactly, you know, impressive. He hasn't actually done a lot, you know. Injuries sidelined him for a bit, but he did win 2 FIBA World Cups, you know. The first one in 2010 in Turkey and the second one in 2014 in Spain, you know, with the United States national team. He actually withdrew from the 2016 national team for the Olympics because of injuries, so he wasn't part of the team that went on to win the gold medal, which I believe they did win the gold medal there, you know. So that could have been a very impressive moment in his career. But anyway, so the thing with Curry is that it's funny because not even the NBA 2K video game series can replicate his success from three-point range. It's really hard, even though he has a 96 overall in the latest game with 99 three-point shooting. It's really hard to like emulate exactly what he does in real life in a video game, so they've actually had a lot of difficulty there, you know. But still, man, you know, the secret to Curry's success is a lot of ball movement and shooting, because he's not very good physically, he's not buff, and he can't really dribble too well, and he dunks very, very irregularly. It's not very frequent, you know. So in a game where you can largely dominate by the physicality and being strong, he made up for it with accuracy, you know. So his deadliest weapon in his arsenal is three-point shooting, you know. So it doesn't matter if he doesn't put on a lot of bulk, you know, and can push you, you know. It doesn't matter if he can defend you or block you. you. What matters is that he can shoot over you, and he exploits that very, very aggressively, you know. So that's why Curry is easily the greatest shooter ever. Before him, there were players like Larry Bird. Larry Bird was an amazing shooter in his own right, you know. There were a lot of deadeye specialists, you know. Kobe Bryant was also really good, and LeBron himself is, but Curry has established himself as above and beyond everybody else, you know. Nobody even comes close to his shooting prowess, you know, and his efficiency from beyond the arc is going to be unmatched forever. I honestly think that once he retires, he will definitely make it onto the top 10 list of greatest players ever, you know. The reason I don't include him yet is because I like to wait for a player to retire, you know. You guys might argue, but you did a top 10 basketball player video and you included LeBron and he was still playing, but that was a long time ago. I might actually remake that video later, now that I remember. But anyway, guys, I think I'm gonna wrap this up here, you know, once and for all. And that's it, guys. Beyond any reasonable explanation, there's nothing else that I can say here, you know, besides him, you know, being all of the awards that he's won. So you guys can just research that later, or else this video is gonna get too long. It's like half an hour of recording already. But anyway, guys, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. This one was a doozy, but I love that I like making these player profile videos. So if you guys happen to like it, please go ahead and give this video a like, and also subscribe to my channel because I release videos every single day, or at least I try to. Sometimes 1 per day, 2 per day. I'm on vacation, so I'm gonna try to give you guys double uploads if I can. So that's it, guys. Yeah, this is Chazzy signing out for now, and as always, I will see you guys in the next video. Roll the outro screen from 3-point range.